Time flies when you're having fun, and I think it was Morticia Adams that said, "A happy child is merely a sad child that's having fun." And aren't we all just children experiencing life, overcoming obstacles and healing, having fun and wanting to go out and bloom again? But we can't go to the new astrological year until we enter the mutable waters of Pisces on Monday, the 19th of February. And mutable waters are waters that spread intuition. As the sun has traveled through all the zodiac signs through the year, it has gathered experiences and knowledge and brings it all back to Pisces and the 12th house of intuition. So, Pisces and the 12th house have a lot in common. They rule things like the subconscious or the unconscious, spirituality, afterlife, the arts of music, dancing, singing, the theater, and a lot of things we have discussed with the other zodiac signs as arts and creating is Leo, and spirituality is the ninth house, and religion with Sagittarius. Death and life transformation is all about Scorpio, but all of these things on a little higher aspect, Pisces. And no. Yeah, big animals because the sixth house is pets and in the olden days slaves. So the big animals like the elephants and the giraffes. So, see, bring it a little higher. Either way, ruled by Neptune, they both have the dominant phrase "I dream," and Pisces used to have yeah, or you can say Pisces has the dominant phrase "I believe." As the olden days, the traditional ruler of Pisces is Jupiter before Neptune was discovered. So it's all about your faith and that same spirituality and having a strong belief in your dreams to make them come true. As Neptune, currently in Pisces, the ruler of the spicy season, it's all about pollution and disillusion, illusion. So, like when the theater becomes a little bit too glitz and glamour, you have to go to rehab because yeah, when things retreat you too much from life, like the theater with the glitz and glamour, substance abuse or something, you have to go to a rehab or a spiritual retreat or prison. 12th house, Neptune. And when Neptune starts with the pollution in the subconscious, in the unconscious, this is where Pisces is victimized a lot. Because, yeah, I had a wordplay, but Pisces is victimized a lot because a lot of people project on them and they have a very strong intuition. They know their unconscious. Just like children, they have a very strong faith and belief. And believe, hope, no, hope is the 11th, but they believe that the world is as true and faithful as them. Sometimes it isn't, and then you experience things, you get scarred, you get a little bit distrustful. So, like Pisces, they can be uh, dependent and codependent on the situation outside of themselves. But you have to find your own strength, your own inner strength, instead of being defeated and victimizing yourself to rule your own subconscious. Because there's a lot of things being hit to us, and especially in this day and age with all the posters and the commercials and the advertisements everywhere, block it out. Really try put in the effort to block it out. And Pisces season is the perfect season, everything Pisces, to have a good detox. Moon in Pisces, time to detox. Let all the rubbish go, let all the pollution go, so you can get into the greatest flow of all. Starting this Monday, the 19th of February, as the sun with the dominant phrase, I am, our vitality in life, how we go out to or towards things, enters Pisces with the dominant phrase "I dream." And in medical astrology, the wordplay, they rule defeat, not defeat like but defeat. And remember, like half a year ago, I said with the full moon in Pisces, I'm going to dedicate towards my feet because this Saturn return. Let me put that dedication, that discipline, Saturn, towards my feet, Pisces. And I'm telling you, my blessings are coming in. I've been making space, but I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. Try to work with medical astrology in that kind of way for yourself. But Pisces knows exactly what it is and what it is not, if not polluted and being dependent on. So try and hold on to that, just like a child that that fearless child that doesn't believe in lies, that doesn't even give or receive lies, just sees through them. Children can be scary in that way, but also a great guide. That's something we'll talk about as we start this week 8. Well, we finished this week 8 because I've done a full week review, but the spreader of intuition. And on to Thursday, the 22nd of February, as Venus, the feminine energy, will be in a conjunction with Mars, the masculine energy, in Aquarius, which has the power of the intellect. So conjunctions are the end of an old cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. So as this new cycle is starting with your inner genius, with your inner intellect, and we've had these conjunctions with Pluto, are you going to thrive and go on your masculine energy or on your feminine energy? Because both are beings. Feminine with the velvet glove, masculine with the iron glove. But sometimes it's being by exerting your energy and doing and putting your effort into it. And sometimes it's being by putting your effort into you and how you present yourself, how you talk, how you walk, and how you present your inner knowledge, your own geniusness. Renew it, because it's a new time, so it asks for new approaches. As fun facts, I'll be talking about this in week 12, but Pluto is the generational planet, the last generational planet. And as it just shifted into Aquarius, it's time for a new generation. So renewal, renewal, renewal. Year of the Dragon, renewal, innovation, wood, earth. Just saying. And if you know better, do better. But off to Pisces season, where the light enters the wound, and we arrive at Friday, the 23rd of February, as Mercury will be entering its detriment sign of Pisces. So Mercury is home in Virgo. Virgo, I analyze and analyzes for their people. I love you. I would love to see you better, so I'm going to do it for you. All these efforts, very altruistic, but for the love of their own. So 180 degrees in opposition with Pisces, we have for a love of the community, for a love of the people. As, I forgot, I neglected to say this, but the 12th house, all these houses represent kind of people, right? The first house, Aries, is you, how you present yourself. Fourth house is the mother, whatever. Ninth house is your mentors. 10th house, the bosses. Well, the 12th house is the divine, the creator, and who at the end of the day creates your reality. You, with your mind. So at the end of the day, try and connect to that higher, to that divine. And that divine wants to see everything and everyone be great. But Mercury is a very fast planet. It's like, I'm here for 3 to 4 weeks. I don't have time to be thinking about him, her, you. It's about you, your intuition, and where you are flowing to. So when you're using your mind, that capacity of your unconscious, yeah, we only lose 10% of our brains. Use that 10% wisely, or 20. Use it wisely, and don't start investing in him, her, you, who wouldn't even give you your return of investment. So how are you going to go out and approach? Are you going to be hard, or are you going to be more soft? But at the end of the day, you gotta approach. On Saturday, the 24th of February, we have the full moon in Virgo on 5 degrees, and 5 degrees is the Leo degree. So it's all about your inner creativity, that childlike creative energy you have. And in Virgo, so this full moon peak of a cycle. Are you going to celebrate, or are you going to cry about missing your celebrations? About following your dreams? The sun in Pisces, I am my dreams. And this full moon is ruled by Mercury, ruler of Virgo, in its detriment sign of Pisces. So have you been thinking, as you are following your dreams, becoming your dreams, have you been thinking too much about him, her, you, everything and everyone who gave you too much criticism, but they've never been in your shoes. They've never walked with the feet you've walked with. So that's a reason to cry, because you've suppressed some skills, because we've suppressed some skills. But at the end of the day, fulfill your dreams, the dreams you had as a child, before you started adjusting, before you started humbling yourself like a Virgo, reassess who or what is taking that space in your subconscious, which you actually cannot give to them, which you actually cannot spend to them. It's your life. It's your game of life. You're trying to level up. You are leveling up. And sometimes you can't take others with you. You'll encounter new ones as soon as you level up. On Sunday, the 25th of February, we end this week 8 with Venus being in a fixed square with Jupiter. So, Venus, I think about all this renewal, my inner genius, all these inventions I have, but forming an obstacle with Jupiter, I grow in my practicality and my expansion. Is it even something you need still? If you want new things to come in, you have to make space. Even though if you make space without the expectance of something coming in, something new will follow. So even though you have all this greatness, you are great, you have all this knowledge, all these, but some things you can just leave them at the side. You'll find new things, new places over there once you go there. But go, thrive. As we start this new week 9 with Mars being in the same square as Venus with Jupiter. So now it's about that masculine energy. The energy is consistent, the energy is still the same, but you can change the course by changing your source. So, whatever it is you want to accomplish, whatever it is you want to be more practical and you want to have, what needs to go? Is it that old friend group? Is it that old job? Is it those colleagues you used to know from there? Is it those people you used to know in school? Separate, separate. The energy is consistent. The separation will stay. The change is consistent. But the way you approach it is the lead. Off to Wednesday, the 28th of February, when we have a whole lot of conjunctions. So, a whole lot of endings of old cycles and starting of new cycles. Well, the first conjunction is the Sun and Mercury again, as Mercury keeps backtracking, like backtracking in the mind. Why do we have to build more security? So, as the soul, the Sun, and the mind, Mercury are in a conjunction in Pisces again, the dreams, the subconscious. Let me just first the aspects. So the Sun and Mercury, the soul and the mind, about the dreams. Are they aligning? Are they adjusting? And are you actually doing what you wanted to do? Even though people try to adjust you or try to gaslight you by projecting themselves onto. Pisces has that a lot. Saturn and Pisces, you still okay? Let's go. Mercury will be in a conjunction with Saturn. So Mercury, the thoughts, and Saturn, the achievements in the dreams. Thinking about, have I actually achieved them? Because Saturn is also the planet of karma. What goes around comes back around. What have you been investing in? Because I saw this reel the other day, and it said, if you think about shit, shit grows. If you think about yourself, you grow. Easy as that. What have you been thinking about though? It's easy to be distracted these days, isn't it? And the Sun will be in a conjunction with Saturn. So the Sun, I am Saturn, I achieve these dreams. Are you really? So I've written down, have the intrusive thoughts lost or won that spiritual warfare that's going on in the mind, in the subconscious? Because spiritually, uh, metaphysically, you need to be there. I knew I need to do something about these feet because when I had hard feet, I had a hard life. So when I have soft feet, I have a soft life. And I put that dedication into it. Well, it's becoming softer and I'm gaining. So at the end of the day, but have those intrusive thoughts. That intrusive thought won. Instead of letting the intrusive thought win from of like, let me start a common war. How does that invest in your dreams though? At the end of the day, have you conformed and adjusted to others because they said like, your intuition is wrong? As Pisces, a lot of people start projecting their insecurities on them because Pisces is like, you're. I did that sometimes. Like, you're insecure about. I do still do that with my brother. I'm like, you're insecure about your feet, aren't you? You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to do da, 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 da. Starting to get in your business because I want to see you better. Not. I don't even gain anything from it, but I know you start being more confident with it, and that's another person at the top being confident and stuff. But have you conformed and adjusted like people told you? No, you're weird. Stop. No, no, no. At the end of the day, it's you who needs to shine. It's your life. It's your game. You want to level up. Or when do you want to be stuck in third grade on a reading level? Like I said, some people need to be useless and be a very good useless person. And those people are very happy in their role. But if that's not your role, level up. Or however they do it. Off to Thursday, the 29th of February, when Mercury will be in the first feminine sextile with Jupiter, because the rest of the planets will follow. But Mercury, the thoughts, luckily, are before we are acting, before we are doing, before we are being. It only seems like a bad recipe, it only seems like a bad idea, because other people don't have the ingredients, because other people don't have the intuition that you have. So, like I just said, no, like, yeah, that feed example. Of course, no, my brother would never call me weird though. Hmm. Listen up. There's this video of this 2-year-old kid, and he can do like good mathematics, like that cross mathematics. He's two because his parents realized we are not your creators. We do not owe you or own you. We owe you. We are your caregivers. We are your caretakers. You are your own creator. Again, with your own thoughts, you create your own mind. So children, we all thought like, this is the day, because children can also, So children, they pick where they want to be on their own. So that 2-year-old child, what was it? When he saw the mathematics videos and clips and stuff, he was like very happy and jolly. And when Coco Melon came up, he started crying. So the parents took care of him and thought like, okay, here you go with your mathematics stuff. And now this 2-year-old kid is able to do my taxes. I'm telling you, because they took care. And it may seem like a bad idea to teach a 2-year-old kid how to do mathematics, but that's because it's not your kid and because it's not your intuition, because it's not your life. Focus on you and your own first. And you know exactly where you need to be. You know exactly where you want to go. That's called intuition, sweetheart. So let's end this week. Oh, no, not yet. Let's go to Friday, the 1st of March already, when the sun will be following in this feminine sextile with Jupiter. So I am dreaming. I am my dreams. I expand in my practicality, what I bring to the table. You have to follow your intuition for that. But later in the day, Venus will be in a masculine sextile with Chiron. So Venus, my own genius, but that wounded healer. Even though you're so genius, there's still that wound though. And later in the day, Venus will be in a masculine sextile with the North Node. So the North Node where we collectively want to grow to. So that genius first is thinking about the wound, and then it's thinking about where it actually wants to go and need to go. But it's that wound where the light enters. It's that leak where you start fixing. If you have a leak over here, you don't start fixing over here. I don't know why I did. But right? So if the wound is over here, we talked about this. Start at the source. That's where the light enters. That's where the knowledge, and that's where the enlightenment and the ideas come from. What's the problem? Look at it in the eye. That's also Pisces, like, okay, afterlife, right? Like, and acknowledge it. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to fix it? How are we going to make it better? So you have to follow your intuition to know, where am I going in life? What are we going to do as the sun enters Aries again, springs? What are we going to do? Because we had a whole lot of adjustment, especially with that Pluto and Aquarius book. For the success of your own story, let that light enter through the wound, man. Let that light enter. And we end this week on Sunday, the 3rd of March. Ooh, cute. Mercury will be in an opposition with Lilith. So Mercury, thinking about those dreams, thinking about your beliefs, your spiritual endeavors, your creative endeavors, your endeavors, your quests, in an opposition with those suppressed skill sets, those suppressed services you could give and be to others in this world. Because at the end of the day, it's your game, but you're playing this game together. All these side characters we encounter. And later in the day, we end this week on Sunday, the 3rd of March, with Venus being in a fixed square with Uranus. So Venus, that inner genius, and you're still evolving in what you have. You're expanding, like getting out of your cocoon, and it doesn't really take effort to get out of your cocoon, right? Because growing comes effortlessly, naturally. So as this happens, remember, life imitates art. All those suppressed skills that you were so good at it, and it's actually kind of an art form because it's so uniquely you. And then other people start doing other people start gaan je nadoen, want jij bent kunst, because you are art. So how is your movie of life actually going? Have you still cut out some scenes like, oh, this cannot be seen, this is not art worthy? Incorporate those suppressed things to access that next level, to access that new you, to really get out of your cocoon. But yeah, suppression is it's a weird real thing. Like you're not even really conscious about it, but unconsciously you keep let it out, let it out, so you can bloom. Off to week 10, excuse me, which we start on Monday, the 4th of March, with Mercury being in a feminine sextile with Uranus. Mercury is that conscience in the subconscious. And Uranus is like that genius, that genius. It's not like the divine, well, kind of like the divine. The divine is a genius, isn't it? When you follow your intuition, you're a genius, aren't you? But those will be in a feminine sextile. So feminine is on the inside already also. It's a day for heavy daydreaming. This Monday, the 4th of March, is a day for heavy daydreaming. And I think this is how my brother always falls asleep. Because that daydreaming, it's like thinking about, okay, this is me. These are my dreams, and this is how I'm going to evolve and expand, and this is how I'm going to grow, and this is what I will have, and this is what I will do. I did that for the past week. And like if you just start dreaming and visualizing like that before you go to sleep, like 2 seconds. And people told me I didn't meditate when I was younger. That's kind of like meditation, isn't it? Use that Mercury in a feminine sextile with Uranus very well for that daydream and visualize it. Make it come true. Make it tangible because Taurus likes it tangible. Off to Tuesday, the 5th of March, when the North Node will be in a conjunction with Chiron. And this isn't really the end and the beginning of a cycle, as the North Node and the South Node are always moving retrograde, and Chiron is a comet. So it's just a face off, and it's a very close face off. It's not like an opposition. So this face off says, just embrace what cannot be erased. We all have our own levels. We all have our own issues to deal with. Do you? Don't try and take on the weight of the world like Leos and Aquarians. That's not fun. But yeah, if you don't have to, don't take on the weight of the world and just embrace what cannot be erased. If you are a Leo or Aquarius, it's your role in life. That's your game in life. And that's the level you need to fulfill. On Wednesday, the 6th of March, Mars will be in a masculine sextile with the North Node. So we just had this with Venus, and Venus is that inner receptive. Let that light through. Let that light through that wound. And as Mars will be in this masculine sextile, keep watering to grow. You need to put your mind, put your energy there. Again, if you think about doodoo, doodoo grow. If you think about you grow. Isn't that cute? Isn't that fun? Yeah. But don't overcook yourself. Don't overwater yourself, because again, this is still winter season and you don't want to go too hard. We're still in new waters. So get steady, get your intuition on ready before you go out, show out with the people like, hey, this me. Are you sure? Before they start polluting you again? Neptune is still there for a bit. On Thursday, the 7th of March, Mars will be in that masculine sextile with Chiron. Mars takes the day, and the Sun will be in an opposition with Lilith. So Mars, I act on my intellect, even though I have these wounds. I have these wounds. So what you gonna do about it? And the Sun, I am dreaming about becoming this in an opposition with Lilith. Those suppressed skill sets. And listen, stagnation hurts more than the initial embarrassment. Get over the embarrassment. Just do it. Oh, it reminds me of. Wait, it reminds me of. I was invited to this house party once. I don't really feel comfortable over there anymore, so I was just walking with my drink, right? And I came into a room, and they were like, "Yeah, we're trying to see who can do a split." And I was like, "I can do it." And all of a sudden, I was the life of party. I was like, "See, Shmoane, see, Shmoane, like you still got it. You're still a social being. I don't know why you went inside, but get over the initial embarrassment. I don't even know what the initial embarrassment was for me, but yeah, stagnation hurts more, because if your life is out there, your life is out there. If your life is inside, because I had to go inside. Oh yeah, I had to go inside, but yeah, go inside before it starts hurting. And now it's time to go outside again. Fixed signs too comfortable, but that stagnation hurts more than the initial embarrassment. Move that information you have, move that water, that knowledge you have, and do not suppress in real life. Suppress in your dreams. In that subconscious, it says like, you don't deserve to be out there. Don't be under with those people. Don't even show them you can do a split. No, 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 no. Suppress that, and in real life, be like, I deserve to be out here. I am very loved when I'm out here, and these people want to see a trick, and I got one up my sleeve, and apparently it's the right one. So don't suppress in real life. In real life is a time when you go out and shine and bloom. In your dreams, when in your dreams you're like, oh my God, everything's caving in. No, it's not. Who created this reality? Who created this dream? On to Friday, the 8th of March, when Mercury will be in a conjunction with Neptune. So the subconscious and the collective conscious, with all the pollution and the dissolutions. And so, well, it can also be good, because it's a lot of haze, but it can also be a good haze. Like, we don't see the bad over here. We know. We know. Remember what? I don't know when I said that, but I said like, the greatest pessimists are the biggest optimists in life, because we are very much aware, but we are still out here. Sorry, or I don't know. I've written down Mercury, the conscious, I think, subconscious, I dream in, I believe. Play It's My Life by Bon Jovi and No Doubt. Oh, luckily I've written down two. Divide comes with sticking to your values. Respect others as you respect yourself. Respect yourself as you respect others. Respect yourself as you respect others. Because in this day and age, people are like, oh, I respect you so much. I would never step on your Nikes and stuff. Don't step on your own Nikes. Respect yourself first. Have your own values in order first, and don't adjust them for anything or anyone. Like the greatest divide ever. When Christianity happened, we have Christianity. Well, we have Christianity, and then we got the Protestanten and the Catholics, and the Catholics are like, we like to worship things and stuff, and the Protestant were like, we don't like to worship things and stuff. Have your own values, let them be, let that difference be, because isn't the difference the nicest thing of them all? Change. You and I, we're the same, but we're still different. Let it be and respect it. Respect yourself as much as you would respect others, their dreams and their visions. And let that divide be, but know that in that divide there is unity. Because, oh my God, what I also forgot to say. Pisces is that glyph, right? And Gemini also. And then I started dreaming about Cancer, and I don't know what that is, but Cancer just moves sideways a lot, sideways through life. Gemini is the masculine and the feminine. So the masculine approach, the feminine approach, we just talked about it. Are you going for the iron glove or the velvet glove? And Pisces is the spiritual and the physical. And it's connected, of course, because you can't be spiritually complete if you're not physically complete. You're still here. And you can't be visually complete, physically complete if you're not spiritually complete, because you're still a part of the greater. So at the end of the day, where were we? Jesus. Let that divide be. And let it be known. Have your experience and enjoy it before it's over. Sorry, Piscean teens. On Saturday, the 9th of March, Mars will be in that fixed square with Uranus. So Mars, your own genius, your own community, you act on your own your own intellect in a square with Uranus, how you evolve and how you expand in what you have. Respecting yourself does not mean you have to go on the back of others, you know. Why did I just feel like I fixed the world's problems? Just because you respect yourself and your own values doesn't mean you have to go over the back of others and like assassinate their whole character and their whole name and stuff. Mm, we're in this together. Like I just said, yes, we're here in this physical having our own experience, but at the end of the day, we're all stardust. Isn't that weird? And we end this week on Sunday, the 10th of March, as a whole lot will be happening. The sun will be in a feminine sextile with Uranus. I am becoming my dreams and I evolve in what I have and what I expand. Hey, just because you're lonely doesn't mean lonely doesn't equal alone. Yeah, of course it can be lonely, but listen. So astrology told me like, okay, then you go through a period of solitude, and I'm like, oh, chill until you have your Saturn return, and when I'm 34 or something, everything will come together. So in this time, I kind of like have time to slack a little and to prepare a little, and then I slack a little. But eventually, you have to find a balance. Just because you're lonely doesn't mean you're alone. You're still growing towards your tribe, towards where you need to be. Just because you are alone, don't have the people around you, doesn't mean you're lonely. Because in solitude, there's so much to do. I don't have to tell you. It takes one to know one. Later in the day, Mercury will be entering Aries, and it's all about your perspective, for real. Oh, and we have the new moon in Pisces on 20 degrees. Yay. And again, the Scorpio degree. I don't know. But do Pisces, new end of an old cycle of your dreams and your intuition and your beliefs, and the beginning of a new cycle. So Pisces, like I said, can be a little bit of that confinement, a prison and stuff. Do you feel fulfilled? Do you feel satisfaction? And do you feel freedom in all those dreams you are aspiring to? You are dreaming, being, believing, doing, gaining. Gains I achieve. And we end this day after the full moon in Pisces with Mercury being in a feminine sextile. The first feminine sextile with Pluto will be the first planet that will be in an aspect with Pluto. And Pluto again is the new generation we're going into, as this is the last generational planets moving signs every 12 to 13 years. In those last 3 years, it's retrograding back and forth to really kick off that new generation. Are you ready? We have a role to fulfill, honey. So what have I written down? Okay. Just the fact that you're lonely right now doesn't mean you're alone. Or the fact that you're alone right now doesn't mean you're lonely. You're getting there. It's all just a moving motion. So don't be stuck on what's happening now. Change that perspective. As Mars will be entering Mercury. Mercury will be entering Aries. I think I am. Who do you think you are? Who do you think? I hope you are who you think you are, who you thought you would want to be as a child, because that's what we're going towards at the end of the day. Following that intuition, that childlike intuition. Do you feel do you feel fulfillment and satisfaction? Do you feel the freedom you are longing for? Take the lead in your terrain. Fun fact. When Mercury enters Aries, right? Take the lead in your terrain, what you know, how you approach the world. So I was listening to the song of Skepta, and I was like, oh yeah, Skepta, this song, blah, 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 what, it's so great to a dude. And he was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was like, Skepta is British and you're British. And now I'm trying to tell you, like, what's good. So I skipped over to techno. Not techno the techno, that's Dutch, but techno from Nigeria. So stick to your terrain, stick to what you know. Now I think about I am. Who do you think you are? Up to week 11, which starts on Monday, the 11th of March, as Venus will enter her exalted sign of, of Pisces. Yeah, I don't know. I really like this transit. I don't know. Every Friday is like, I like this. Venus is exalted in Pisces because, again, Pisces thinks about everything and everyone. And Venus is like, if you can give, give. If you don't have, don't. So, yeah. And Venus would love to give you enough and a lot. Like the richness poor people have. Yeah, I have a hard time saying that. But I saw a video the other time. Yeah. And then my phone broke. Intuition. I knew it's time for a detox, but um a woman was sweeping her house, and her house is of stone, and she was folding the clothes into a refrigerator and stuff, and the people in the comments were like, I'm so humbled, I'm so humbled. And I'm like, I want that house. Yeah, so I want to sweep the whole day. But yeah, um it, poor, people see that as poor. She has enough for the conditions she is in. I have enough for the conditions I am in. And if I have too much, of course I don't feel threatened by sharing. And that's what Venus in Pisces is, unthreatened to share what you have and what you can give. And that's how you should go to the world. So I don't really see poor. I don't really see a lot of boundaries, but I have to incorporate them. We have to incorporate them, Saturn and Pisces, because this world is effed up. Oh, we end week 11 on Saturday, or Sunday. I think it's a Saturday, the 17th of March, as the sun will be in a conjunction with Neptune. So it's almost the end of Pisces season. Sun in a conjunction with Neptune. So the dreams and the reality are meeting. Who is actually living your life? Who or what should be living your life? We've talked about all this. Where are we going to? Are you living your life for yourself, or because all that suppressed and became humble and all that? Love, 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 love. Let me ask it again. I'm not even going to answer it for you. Who is living your life? And who should be living your life? If you want to tune out here, you can tune out here, but I still got week 12 and we're over the 40-minute mark. But we start week 12 on Tuesday, the 19th of March, as Mercury will be in a conjunction with the North Node before we end Pisces season. So, Mercury, I think about who I am, how I approach the world. It's me, baby. With the North Node, the collective destiny, your destiny where you'd like to grow to, where you'd physically like to grow to. It's not about spirituality anymore. It's almost ending. But as you are living and interacting, define the house. How do you approach life? What do you do? How do you talk? What kind of books do you read? Again, because it's all about Aries, that first, that childlike, that initiating spark. How do you speak? How do you think? How do you approach? And on Wednesday, the 20th of March, we enter Aries season and it's springtime again. I'm very tired because I'm detoxing and it's time to eat right now. But should I? I'll continue. The sun enters Aries and is exalted in Aries. So, new year, new approach, right? Mercury will be in a conjunction with Chiron. So do not forget where you came from. Mercury, the thoughts, Chiron, that wounded healer, we came from that leak. That leak is what we're fixing. That leak would not be there if it's not part of your goal, part of your destiny, child. So remember where you came from and remember what you've learned in the past year with all these aspects and all these conjunctions. And I wish you a happy new year. And we're off to, yeah, because we end these weeks. We end what we started. Off to Thursday, the 21st of March, when the sun will be in a feminine sextile with Pluto. So the sun, this springtime is really on our side because the sun is exalted in Aries, right? Starts, initiates action. So this initiating fire, cardinal fire, where are you going to put all that energy in a masculine sextile? So really exerting that energy with Aquarius, because Aquarius and Aries, what they have in common is it's all about me. I am the genius, and Aries just like I. So it's all about me. Take that energy and really put it towards something at the beginning of this year. It's a time for growth and commitment, and it's still the year of the dragon. Remember that. What's your Chinese zodiac sign? Look some information up about that. And if you know better, do better. On Friday, the 22nd of March, Venus will be in a conjunction with Saturn. Okay, I love my dreams. In a conjunction with I achieve my dreams. What goes around comes back around, honey. As Saturn is the planet of karma. So what goes around comes back around. That what you invest in will always have a return of investment, especially in Pisces, especially in your subconscious, because this computer right here is actually the only thing, and the hearts. The mind, the heart, and the stomach are the most vital organs you have to thrive in this life and level up. Oh, level up. I got it. On Saturday, the 23rd of March, Mars will enter Pisces. And Mars has something with water signs, right? Mars hates it. Hates, like I said in the planetary video in Cancer. I act on my feelings. What? See? Loves it as the old ruler of Scorpio. In Scorpio, I act on my desires. I really want this, so let's just go. Let's just go. But Pisces, actually okay in Pisces. I mean, Mars is almost home. Ruler of this Mars, of this Aries season we're currently in right now. And it's like, make those visuals, make them real, make it tangible, make visual reminders, because this is still the age of distraction. So work with your subconscious. If your subconscious says, oh my God, I saw this weird ass yellow bracelet, make a yellow bracelet. I said pink in my mind, but my mouth said yellow. So, that intuitive game I put in that a little intuitive game. Get yourself some dice or digital dice or whatever. Pick a number in your, well, pick a number in your head. Think about what number is going to be the outcome. And the voice that was right about the outcome, fuck the outcome. The voice that was right about the outcome, that's your intuition. Make that voice louder, train that voice, make that voice speak up, and start visualizing. Really act on your subconscious, because it's the strongest thing you got. What are you going to do? Listen to other people that are also distracted and also take advice of TikTok doctors? Let's just end week 12 this Sunday, the 24th of March, as Venus will be in a feminine sextile with Jupiter. Yeah. Which new practices? I love my dreams. I expand in my practicality, what I have. Which new practices do you need to master to fulfill those dreams? Subconsciously, you know. I'm gonna eat. That's what I know.